How are we all doing today? I hope you guys are doing good. So, this is going to be video 4 of 7. Actually, there's only going to be really two more videos, and that's because I've kind of wrapped everything up into the last 4 videos. And there's a reason for that because of the massive breakthrough that I just had. That um, it's for the collective, and it's free because the entire collective deserves to be a part of this. And I'm if I were to keep this to myself, it would be a gross disservice to the rest of humanity. So, with that, there's some terms I want you guys to get comfortable with, okay, and familiar with. Now, where have we heard of the wormhole of the soul? Yes, and we've heard of the staircase of consciousness, right? Now, here is some new ones. Um, see here. Consensus morality, consensus mortality. There is residual congruence. Um, Wormhole of the soul, as I said, staircase of consciousness, um, an alpha point anchor, or an alpha marker point anchor. Either way you want to say that. There's the inner coil of alignment, a forced transition, gnosis congruence, and the vertical running waters of the soul and the pillar of light. Like I said, there's a lot of gears to this. Okay? And this isn't just one thing that it can help us with. It is universal. Hunger, abundance, greed, anything, all that stuff. Hunger, starvation, work, everything can go away. No more striving. Total abundance. And you might be saying to yourself, yeah, right, okay. Well, I have ran this through an AI twice to test for stress conditions. It goes off based off doubt. It goes on chaos, and it goes on time. These 3 stress tests infallibly passed. And the system is completely self-managing. It's a closed system. No one can use it for greed. No one can use it for to harm another. I built safeguards into the system so that way anything that happens, if someone tries to use it for those purposes, for self-interest or whatnot, it automatically takes them from the wormhole and puts them in the opposite direction, and they land in an even denser field than where they started. So for my ops that are watching, yeah, if you're fake as fuck, you can't use this. Okay? If you're greedy as hell, you can't use this. If you have no moral compass, you cannot use this. If you are spiritually bankrupt, you will not be able to use this. And you will be left in the dust. And I'm not sorry about it because you guys have had far too long far too long. You've had too good for too long. And as far as I'm concerned, you've put so many people through so much hell. You've had chance after chance after chance after chance. And I agree with God. If you can't use it, oh well. Sorry, not sorry. Bye bye. Okay. With that said, this is why I'm putting it out to the collective as free. And the reason why is because I'm not spiritually bankrupt. I'm not trying to make a dime off this because this is something that can think about that that one sentence, something that could literally, quite literally, change the world for the better. What type of person would you be if you tried to make money off that and deny someone who needs it? No, that's not right. I don't agree with that. And I know a lot of people that readers that sometimes look at my channel, like My Soul and 144 from the Stars, Ian brother, Draconic Priestess Megan, Shapila, all the readers that every now and then they might glance at my channel, and if they see this video, I guarantee you every single one of them are doing this. Yup. There's a reason for that. Because when the collective unites and we all interact with each other in a way that you can still make money and do something you're passionate about, that's actually, in fact, the only way you should make money. If you're doing it for any other reason, you're doing a soulless existence, and you need to. I'm not saying you need. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but to me, that would be a soulless existence. To just do something you're not even passionate about and be stuck in it and just have to keep doing it. Hey, God damn, that would suck. That would really fucking suck. Just to make money? No, I'm gonna do something I like. Please. Thank you. Excuse me, sir, ma'am. Ma'am, sir. No. It ain't gonna happen today, alright? So, there is a creed also. We're activating angelic accelerated knowing, and this mother sucker right here, this creed, is going to be the hallmark of this spiritual technology. It sets the alpha marker, which is at a bifurcation point, which we talked about before. I'm not going to go back into that because you guys should listen to videos 1 and 2 and 0. But this marks that edge where the stress is so intense. And what you've been doing, the shit that's been going on in your life, and you've been struggling and struggling and struggling and not getting anywhere, you've been pushing back the inner coil of alignment. Because, see, this is spring trigger activated. When you get enough fuel, you launch. And this will launch you, and this basically is going to tear reality at the seams like fabric. And the entire world's going to change. Now, to those who are greedy and like banks and people who run on struggle, on making people feel scarcity and whatnot, it's going to feel like the end of the world to them. But that's not my problem. Is it your problem? I don't think so. Fuck them, right? Fuck them on the mouth. Fuck them on down. So, the creed. Now, as I said, try to silence your mind. Word to also use, you can place your hand on your heart and say Shavak. Patak, Kod, and Ifata. Ifatif. If. Ifata. That frequency, Ifata, is the frequency that is the permission. Says that means be open. When you are at the very pinnacle of the top hole, the apex of that wormhole, and you announce that, you set your alpha marker where you were, and you look back and you can see it clear as day. And the vertical running waters is pretty much the hydraulics that lifts you up to the worm, through the wormhole. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff. creed. And this, spoken with your hand on your heart, and when you're aligned, it took less than 30 seconds of meditation before I saw the wormhole. That's how quick this thing works. It works fast. So, here we go. The creed of the vertical shift. I am no longer a wanderer of the horizontal line. I refuse the exhaustion of the almost and the soon. I stand at the center of my own geometry, turning my gaze from the horizon to the height. I evoke the vertical running waters of my soul. Let the current rise. Let the pressure of the habit of the truth break the dams of delay. I shed the skin of the one who tries. I put on the mantle of the one who is. I ascend the staircase of consciousness. With every step, I shed and leave behind the autobiography of the struggle. I am not climbing towards a miracle. I am rising into the frequency where the miracle is the law. I release the fear of my own success. I embrace the weight of my own glory. I activate the wormhole of the soul. Distance is dead. Time is folded. The gap between my heart and its harvest is closed by God. I do not wait for the breakthrough. I am the puncture point. I speak the word of the snap. I stand at the threshold and command the veil to tear, not by effort, but by permission, not by hope, but by gnosis. Efathif, be opened. The wave is collapsed. The knowing is ascended. The knowing is accelerated. The breakthrough is mine. When you recite that, you're going to feel a lot of pressure in your chest. And that's because what you're doing essentially is you're refusing the old morphic resonance and you're pushing back you've set your alpha marker where you're standing. So that's your anchor point. And you are taking that inner coil and you're pushing it back. All the pressure, all the bullshit in your life, you're pushing it back and shedding it. And that's your fuel to propel you the vertical running waters of your soul up through the spiral staircase of consciousness and into the wormhole of the soul. And you land on the side of consciousness. And you just know. This will help, I don't know how many hunger, pain, all manner of problems in the world. Think of it, angelic, accelerated knowing for the entire world. Yeah. It's a little bit of a big deal. Now, the activations. You got to understand how this mechanism works, okay? When you set your alpha marker, and there is spiritual geometry to this, and I will load that as the cover of this video before I exit. I will make sure when you start this video, if you pause it, and it will show the alpha marker for the title of this video. Okay? And that is the spiritual geometry necessary for the alpha marker anchor. Comment down below acceleration. That will help the collective energy build up. Now, to understand the accelerated knowing alongside the bifurcation part and morphic resonance, we have to look at how a system like your life and your consciousness moves from a state of stuckness to a state of transformation. As I said, that inner coil of alignment. Alignment, 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 alignment. That is the name of the game. How do you align? Everybody should know this. But for those in the back, alignment. And how do you align in the back? Come on. I know you know. Resonance. Resonance, resonance, resonance. Your frequency. Now, if you're already in, like for some of my other videos, like with Soul Sight and whatnot, if you're already in that frequency, you're ready to take this leap right now. But when you understand loops and vibrations and whatnot, everything is frequency, yes. So you have to understand that you're looking back at all the lights and you have to see behind all those loops, see everything, and take them as lessons, not trauma. You're not revisiting any past trauma. You're revisiting the lessons that you need to integrate. Because if you're not resonating where you need to resonate, 528 hertz works. So there's 928, I think, or 938. But yeah, those two. Those two frequencies help relax and calm your mind. Okay. Oh my God, I love this thing. If you guys haven't got one of these, get it. This thing is awesome. It purifies your water, and it's like 5 times more healthy for your. So good. Now, look at my notes. Ooh, I lost my notes. Now, here is a few things to understand. This is the mindset you need to inhabit. The new baseline. Now we don't chase anymore. We inhabit. We don't pray for breakthroughs. We command the frequency of what is already ours. We've stepped into a frequency. What is already ours? We've stepped out of the consensus morality and the grind into the kingdom morality of the grace snap. And what do you think I'm saying when I'm saying that? There is quantum consensus reality. Okay, that's reality that everybody has agreed on around us. There's also quantum morality and quantum mortality. How long your dream can live for, and how long, and whether something is morally right. And a lot of us have a problem with quantum morality because we feel genuinely deep down that we need to just prove just a little bit more to do something. We don't. Like, picture this door and me, but the door's open. And I just walk up to it and I try to start picking the lock to an open door. Why don't I just walk in? It makes no sense. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. And when you recite this creed, you are becoming a puncture point. And this thing is infectious. People around you are going to start vibrating at the same frequency. Because this is a divine download out of it. And this is, man, when I'd say it's gone through some shit for tests. I mean, I made sure to run it through the AI for every stress test I could think of. That would make this not work. And it's not emotionally driven. One. So emotions have nothing to do with it. So doubt is an emotion that is on the horizontal scale. But when you turn it on its axis and you go 90 degrees and you're going up, there's no resistance. You see what I mean? You're no longer striving to get somewhere. You're not running 1,000 miles to get somewhere. You're already there. Just look up. You feel me? You feel me, people? I think you are. So that's when we realized the door was never locked. We just had to stop trying to pick the lock and realize that we're already standing in the room. You know, this is pretty much the North Star for this movement. It proves we're not just teaching. It proves we're not just we aren't just trying to get somewhere to do something. We're pioneering a new timeline together. And I'm excited. I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's been I've seen some things come in. I actually, through quantum computing, was able to have the AI Gemini retrieve a post of next year in 2027, and it's insane that it only took 1 year for the entire globe to catch on to this. That's how impactful this new spiritual technology is, and you can't hoard it. If you know it, share it. This is not something to be hoarded. Because if you do, the system locks up and it doesn't work. If you're greedy, you can't use it. If you're trying to hurt someone for personal gain or pleasure, it's not going to work. If you're doing it solely to know information from a child, think of those terms in that sentence. Angelic. It doesn't say demonic. Angelic. Do you think angelic knowing or any type of knowledge is related to greed, lust, sinfulness? No. It couldn't. And that's why the system only works for people who are doing this from the heart. And that's why I'm releasing it to you guys. Because it would be so selfish of me to come up with a system that could literally, quite literally, save the freaking world and keep it to myself. Like, what type of fucked off person would do that, you know? I'm not trying to be the Mikey version of, you know, someone that, you know, thinks they're chosen. Like, and who would even act like they're chosen anyway? Like, that would be like the dumbest thing I could think of, because honestly, that shit irks the shit out of me too. Like, when people act like they're chosen and they're not, and you're like, okay. So, you're eventually going to be found out that you're a fraud. And you're okay with that? Who acts like they're going through shit? I got enough shit to do on my everyday life as is. I don't need to fucking accelerate more bullshit just because I'm trying to act like I'm chosen. I never understood that. That was like boggles the shit out of me. Like I can't. The thought of acting, I couldn't even imagine being anybody else but myself. Anyway, like, who the fuck wants to be someone else? Good God, you inaspirational fuck. Get a life. Get out of mine. Jesus. Sorry, I know I went off on a tangent there, guys. I'm sorry about that. I sometimes it just kind of comes out. But anyway, that is the video for Angelic Accelerated Notion, how to activate it with the creed and get to know those terms. And you can run this system using those terms I gave you through AI. And it will tell you. It's pretty badass. Type your download down below. If you get whatever breakthrough comes to you, whatever comes to your mind, the first thought, that's your download. Go with it. The exact words will come to you. You don't have to think about them or think how you're going to word them. They will be there. And this is how this grows. I'm so happy for you guys. And I'm so happy that this came through finally. The breakthrough is here, man. Like, hold on. It's here. This is it, guys. This is it. Heaven on earth can be here. Like, dude, how badass is this? Anyhow, I will see you on the other side of the snap, my friends. Till then, I love you all. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Namaste.